So, preparing a child. They want to do something. They phone the institution and they say, what do I need to get into this program? How should they answer you? As though you were in school, where 98% of the people go. So they're going to answer you in English 30, math 30, biology 30. That's what you need to get into this science program. Okay. Is it English 30, math 30, or biology 30 that you're looking for? Stop and think of this. No. They want to know if you have English proficiency. Can you read and write? Do you have enough math basics that you can take it from here? Okay? And as far as biology is concerned, if you're going into nursing, I want to see if you're going to pass out at the side of blood. Really. We're talking about, do you have what it takes to be trained here? Okay? And then the training is specific to that particular thing. Going back to the career that God has for you. Let me tell you a little story. I hope you understand this one. I was in Newfoundland. There was about 200 people, and I was asked to do a presentation on careers. So I get up there. I've been in front of high school kids all my life, so they don't scare me at all. That's why I like when I saw them. That's it. I can speak with authority, and they move. All right, I know how to deal with these kids. So here's a whole bunch of them, maybe 10 or 12 or so, 15 kids in front. Somewhere between 14 and 19. Pen and paper, and they're just sitting there wide, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, just waiting to get some magic formula from this guru. You see me as God. Is there a formula here? If everybody's different, is there a formula that we can follow? No, it's impossible. But when these guys are all waiting for a formula, I'm going, oh, I'm in trouble. I'm really in trouble. So I had that emergency one-word prayer. You ever had that? Out, right? And I got a brilliant idea. So I asked the crowd, I said about 200 people, how many of you here have some kind of post-secondary degree? I'm saying something beyond grade 12. Diploma, certificate, degree, ticket, anything else. Would you be surprised if 90% of the people put up their hands? Well, not 98, sorry, 80% of people put up their hands. 75, 80, three-quarters of people put up their hands. Then, just like that, I got another question. I said, just leave your hands up, please. I'm going to ask you another question. How many of you are working in your field of training? And guess what happened? Almost all the hands came down. No? So then I come up with another question. This is God. And I said, how many of you are happy with what you're doing today? And almost all the hands go up. Can you see a pattern? When they went to school and they were told they could do whatever they had to do. When they went to school and they were told that they would never be successful if they didn't have a career. When they went to school and thought that the people who are going to university are smarter, better, richer than the kids, people who are going in the trades. When they're continually given that kind of information, what did everybody do? They weren't happy with the grade 12 because they knew that it wasn't worth anything either. So they all went out and got some kind of training, because after all, why not be a teacher? They got 2 months off in the summer, Why not be a train operator? You get to drive a big engine all the time and get to where it really needs it. Seriously, if you've been given no other options but that kind of picture, everybody, and you know this, for the people who are non-believers, we're all going to be veterinarians. We're all going to be, what do you call CSI? Forensic scientists, marine biologists, child psychologists. I love that one. Okay, we're all going to be these kinds of things. Lately, most of our young ladies are going to be midwives, okay? What are we buying into? We're buying into this secular ideology. You can be whatever you want to be. How many people bid into that story? 75%. How many were happy at that? Just about none. That shouldn't be a surprise. But when we said, how many of you have a job that is in keeping with the gifts and the talents and the abilities that God created within you? Just about all the hands go up. You're going to end up there. Your children are going to end up there. Unless they're silly enough to do what some people do. I have a friend who started his job hating it, and he figured all he had to do was put in 40 years of hating that job and he could be free. I would call that lunacy. That's It's a life sentence. As a matter of fact, they're referred to as lifers. Okay? But if they found the right place and they enjoy it, what do they say in the world? Most people are going to change careers, 3-4 times in their lifetime. I will find that with people that have been trained up in keeping with God and the fact that He's got a place for them. They find a place they enjoy and they do well. If anything, if they move, it's up the ladder and quickly because they know how to work. They know how to finish a job. You know, there's nothing scarier than a mad mom, right? So when you say I want to do this math, you're not looking for 50% of it. You want it done, period. You know, we'll give you a little room for imperfection, but other than that, finish it, do it well. How does that work, do you think, in the work world? Who's going to hire that guy? I will. How about the guy who's sitting there going, all I need to do is 50%. Tell me what to do and I'll give you the 50%. You want to hire that guy? That's the world of the school. You got to remember, it's a mockery of what God created. That's what it is. So, I get a little bit more assured of the fact that your 6-year-old, 8-year-old is going to be okay. Your grown-up kids are going to be fine. Because really what God is saying, you know what? You've done a great job. You've got them loving you. So in other words, when He says, train up a child in the way that he should go, He's saying, bring them up to know me. Right? So bring them to me. I will direct them in their lives. Is there any better place to put our kids?